Hi, Kevin from Snowy's Outdoors here, and this is the 3500 watt pure Sinewave generator from Engel.
Hit it.
So this generator has a nice robust plastic case, it has an electric start, and it also can be used in four-wheel driving, camping, or anywhere in a remote location where you need 240 volt power. So it's quite a heavy little generator. It comes in about 45 kilos. Now, as far as the dimensions goes, you've got a 59 centimetre long generator here, you've got 48 centimetres wide here, and 51 centimetres high here. If you pull out the little handle to use for moving around, it's now 91 centimetres long. Now, with the generator, you get a small toolkit, got some plug spanner and screwdriver in there. It all comes with the generator. You've got your funnel with a little extension for filling the oil. You've got a little plug there for charging up your battery off the generator, and of course you've got your owner's manual down there. Now, you do need to put oil in the generator. You need to put in a 15W40 oil that is in an accessory kit, and of course you also need to buy some fuel to go in it as well. Now, going back to the generator, just here you've got your exhaust pipe. Now, that little mesh thing there is a spark arrestor. So if you're using this in the bush, it prevents any sparks coming out and getting in the bush and causing some sort of a bushfire. Just looking around this side, there's not a lot to see. You've got your wheels obviously for pulling the generator around. If you undo all these screws, that whole side panel comes off, and that's when you can get in to service the motor. So the engine has a spark plug in there, and if you need to change this plug or whatever, it's all in beside that. Okay, so we'll come around here. As you can see, we've got a little handle up here. You can pick that up, move the generator quite easily with it, makes it much more portable. Push that down out the way. Now, the case is a solid plastic. It also has aluminium handles here for two people to carry. It's actually quite heavy, so two people should really be carrying this. Now, just down here, you've got your battery. Now, this has to be connected before you use it. I'll just quickly show you. If you undo that terminal, in there, you've got your battery. Now, I've already connected this. You simply pull that out, pull that terminal out, and that's the terminal that won't be connected. So that's your negative terminal. It's just a simple little screw. Screw that on, push it back in again all the way, reconnect down there. A little bit tricky, but that goes in. Then you pop your cover back on and lock it into place. She's now ready to go. You can hear me motor turning over. Now, this is your fuel cock and your starter. So there, your fuel is turned off. When you're running the generator, it's there, but for a cold start, you turn it all the way around. This chokes it. Now, for those of you who remember carburetor motors, there was a choke on it that enriches the fuel going into the engine and helps it start when it's cold. You don't need to do that when the engine is warm. You just turn it onto there. You've got a couple of 240 volt outlets here. You can see there's two terminals there. You've got some warning lights, your low oil, your overload if you're putting in too much, and that'll come on showing your output. This is your voltage, frequency, and timing gauge. So voltage is what it's charging, frequency is how high the frequency is, and the timing is how many hours it's actually been running. You've got a 12 volt outlet there with its own circuit breaker. You have a AC circuit breaker here that's reset and off, and you also have a little eco throttle. Now, when you are running the engine, it will turn that on. What that basically does, it allows the engine to run according to how much load it's under. So when there's no load on it, it'll idle. As you load it up with different appliances, you'll find that the engine will automatically increase up to where you require it. There's also a couple of parallel outlets here. Now, this is the accessory you purchase later. We'll come to its own instructions. So you can join this to another unit, and if you want to, you can actually double your output with another generator of similar or same size. Now, around this side here, you have got a pull start. So if the battery's flat and you can't get it to start, simple pull start, recoil start, just like your lawnmower. And of course, down here, you've got your oil. So we undo the side cover. You release the little yellow plug that's in there. There's a dipstick on the end of it. Using your filter, your filler, you connect it, the extension, put that in, and you put in approximately half a litre. Just check your workshop manual. It'll tell you how much oil actually goes into it. Once it's full, you replace the plug, put the cover back on again, and it's ready to go. And just remember, this generator doesn't come with oil in it. When they transport these things from overseas, the engine oil is not in it, so you have to add the oil before you use the generator. Just remember that. So we're going to now put some petrol in this thing and see if we can get it to run. So we'll undo the little cap on the top here. You've actually got a fuel gauge there, which will give you an idea of how much fuel there is in it. You've got a filter in here. Can be a little bit tricky. There you are, there's a fuel filter there, stops any residue, any bits and pieces going into your petrol tank. that back in. Okay, we'll see if we can put some petrol in it. This takes ordinary unleaded petrol. You're not going to fill the tank right up, just going to put a little bit in it. That should be enough just to give it a quick run. Place the cap. So we've got 8 litres of petrol in there. You've got a little fuel gauge here which shows you what your tank level is. It's just above empty at the moment. Now it's a single cylinder overhead valve 4-stroke engine. Ideally they should be running on flat ground, fairly level, and it's obviously not a waterproof unit, so not out in the rain. Now let's have a look at how we start it. You've got the fuel and ignition off there. To run it, you turn it around there. If it was a cold start, you bring it all the way down here, and that's to start the engine when it's cold, because it has a choke. Now the older engines, the carburetors, they needed a choke to start them in cold weather. This is not an old engine, but it still has a carburetor. So we'll push this back up to run, because we've actually started this a few times already today, and I'll hit the starter. Away she goes. Now let's go around the back. You can hear it running now. It's not on high speed. It's not very noisy. It's not too loud at all, really. I'll just go around and turn it off. So that turns off the fuel and the ignition. Now it's a 3500 watt inverter generator, which means that you need to look at the appliances you're going to run off it. So 3500 watt is its maximum output. So just check your appliances, make sure they're within range of that generator, because if it's more than that in the startup mode, you'll find that the generator won't be able to run it. But if it's less than that, you'll be able to run and start your appliances quite easily. Now you can also get a starter and an accessory kit with this. I just got this up here. It's actually called a service kit. Now in your service kit, you do get that oil that comes with it to put in the engine. You have a natty little pump here. Now that's for removing oil and petrol. It can also use it for pumping up a tyre, apparently, changing tyre inflates tyres. So that sounds interesting. You've got a replacement air filter there, just in case it gets really clogged up, you can replace it. And of course, you also get a spark plug, which should be gapped correctly, ready to go. So that's a service kit which you actually purchase separately if you want. Now, one other thing you should remember about generators is they're not allowed in a lot of national parks. The people have been going in the past with old bangers and they've been running them all day, driving people crazy. So just be considerate with your fellow campers. This is not a very noisy generator, but you do need to consider the noise level. And some car parks, as I say, won't let you in at all. Some parks may actually have a designated spot for you. So just remember that and always be considerate for other people. Now that's all I can tell you about the generator for today. If you want any more information on this or any other products, go to our website, snowies.com.au, where we have the lowest prices every day. So if you want to subscribe, click up here. If you want to watch any more videos, click over here. If you want to ask a question, leave a comment down here.